All the flowers are blooming and the trees are green.
What's up, guys? Daniel Valdez, founder and CEO of ATP Nutrition and lifestyle coach at Physique and Performance Sciences. Today we're going to talk about a controversial subject, pretty much everybody's favorite thing to argue about. Well, actually, if you think about it, people nowadays just like to argue about everything, but this topic is no different and it is just as controversial as any other topic, and people love to argue about it, so we're going to talk about it. I wanted to put this video together not only for the YouTube channels, but also for my clients, because I've had a lot of questions about flexible dieting and how it works and how to make it work for your lifestyle and that sort of thing. First and foremost, we're going to start with the word itself, diet. The word diet, if you think about it, a lot of people have negative feelings surrounding that word, right? You hear people talk about diet and, oh, I don't want to start my diet on Monday, or they think of it as something that's going to restrict them. It's so restrictive, or, you know, I can't have that, I'm on a diet, or you want to go get some ice cream, or you want to go out to dinner, I can't because I'm on a diet. The word itself has a negative feeling and meaning, I feel like, for a lot of people. First things first, for us to be able to get the most out of our diet, we have to kind of change the way we think about the word itself to where it doesn't come with an automatic negative mindset. Deconditioning of the mind is one of my biggest jobs when it comes to training people, or, you know, discussing food and nutrition with clients, or even training with clients, because there's a lot of bullshit that's circling around on the internet, and, you know, everybody's a guru nowadays and all that kind of stuff. Deconditioning the mind when it comes to diet. We're going to change, instead of saying diet, we're going to think of it as a feeding protocol, because a protocol is something that you use to elicit a certain response. So instead of thinking as I'm starting my diet on Monday, I'm changing my feeding protocol on Monday to this tool. I use a diet as a tool to elicit this certain response, right? I want to lose weight, or I want to gain weight. I'm going to use this feeding protocol to get the desired result. Makes sense, right? Easy. Okay, now that we've started to decondition the mind, and just so you guys know, I'm going to talk a lot about the mind in these videos, because mindset is everything when it comes to training, diet, and if you think about it, mindset is pretty much just, it's everything for life in general. That's why when I tell people what I do, I'm more of a lifestyle coach. I'm not just going in and showing you how to do a movement. We have to decondition our minds to years of knowledge coming in and being set in our ways to this new way of life and that sort of thing. So I'm more of a healthy lifestyle coach. Anyways, back on topic, rants. I know. I'm a work in progress. We're gonna get better as we go along. Types of diets. We have a ketogenic diet, flexible dieting. We have if it fits your macros, which is just basically a bastardized version of flexible dieting, where I'm sure you've seen it all over the internet. People eat 17 boxes of cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and they think it's the best diet in the world, and they hate all other diets because they get to eat cereal all day long, and that's if it fits your macros. That's a bastardized version of flexible dieting. Then you have Mediterranean diet. You have the paleo diet. You know, the one where if you don't subscribe to paleo and you don't eat paleo, the cavemen will run around and knock you over the head with a club and yell at you. That's paleo. You remember. You know what I'm talking about. You have like the anabolic diet. So many different diets, which I just refer to as, again, feeding protocols. You have all of these different feeding protocols available to you. The overall thing that we're seeing that is most important with these diets is two factors, okay? Overall caloric intake. Now, when I say overall caloric intake, that means if you want to gain weight, you eat at a surplus, and if you want to lose weight, you eat at a deficit. So at 2,000, gain weight, you want to eat at 2,100. Lose weight, eat at 1,900. Plus and minus. The pretty basic stuff. Now, the most important factor after caloric intake is your ability to adhere to the feeding protocol that you are on. If I take you and I put you on a ketogenic diet and you lose 15 pounds in 2 months, but then once that 2 months is up and you can't take it anymore and you binge and relapse and go back and put back on 12 pounds, that's something I refer to as the yo-yo effect. Now, we want to avoid the yo-yo effect because then it puts you in a constant state of flux where you're gaining and losing and gaining and losing, and you're relapsing and feeling like shit because you're binging, and then you're losing weight. You feel great, but you still feel like shit because you hate the diet and you don't like the food that you're on. This isn't specific to ketogenic diet. Like I said, all diets are useful, feeding protocols are useful, but I'm just using it as an example. This could apply to if it fits your macros. This could apply to paleo, any of them. So let's say, just to finish out the example, paleo. If you're on paleo for 2 months, then you relapse and you go back. You're in the state of flux where you're not going to see the most results. So one of the number one most important things when considering which feeding protocol that you want to subscribe to, also known as diet, is your ability to adhere to it, which is why I prefer flexible dieting. Now, for those of you that don't know, flexible dieting is based on the premise of try and eat nutrient-dense food. So foods that are high in micronutrients, try and eat those foods for 80% of your diet. And then the other 20% you can have, more calorie-dense food, like let's say pizza or Chick-fil-A, or you want to go out to dinner, or you want to have some ice cream. Or if you're like me, you go out every single Easter, you buy up all of the Reeses Peanut Butter Easter eggs, put them in the freezer so that can be your treat throughout the year until you make it until next Easter. Yes, I hoard Reeses Peanut Butter Easter eggs. I'm glad we could talk about this. The first step to growth is admitting you have a problem. I have a problem. I'm glad you guys could be a part of it. But moving right along. Flexible dieting. My favorite one because, like I said, adherence levels go up. You don't feel like you're restricting yourself constantly. So instead of restriction and loss and restriction and loss, or like I said, that yo-yo effect, you're able to adhere to this diet more because you're able to still have the shitty foods, but you're able to still have the foods that aren't maybe the most healthy for you in when it comes to their nutrient content. Now, I'm going to give you a specific example of how you could use flexible dieting to, let's say, build Chick-fil-A into a meal for the day, okay? And still be able to come in and hit your macronutrients.
All right, here we are. For the last part of this video, I wanted to jump into MyFitnessPal and show you how I would use this to kind of have a cheat meal at the end of the day. So we'll just jump right into it. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but MyFitnessPal, they have a phone app. The only reason I'm doing this on the PC is so then that way I can kind of walk you guys through it and you can see what I'm doing. I don't know how to do that on a phone yet. I'm sure I'll figure it out. But here we go. Daily goal, I have this set at 2,000. Carbs, 125 grams. Fat, 78 grams. Protein, 200. With that being said, look at how many calories I have left. Or you could just look at the grams, right? So I have 46 grams of carbs remaining, 56 of fat, 73 of protein. All right, so with that, taking that in, I'm gonna go ahead and build in my little cheat meal that I'm getting ready to go have. I use this for pretty much everything. And the nice thing is once it gets used to what you're eating, you don't necessarily have to always add in new food. You'll just be able to scroll through and it'll remember the stuff that you're eating, and it's just real easy. Click, click, done. All right, so chicken strips. Let's see the nutrition info on this real quick. Protein, 43 grams, great. Total fat, 24, that fits. Total carbs, 21 grams. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna add this to Food Diary. Now that we know, I wanna try and stay under 2,000 because this wouldn't be a bulking situation, but if you're trying to gain weight, you could obviously go over, still hit your calories, but you're gonna wanna come in under and not spill over a ton. So remaining, I have 30 grams of protein remaining, 32 grams of fat, 25 grams of carbs. All right, let's say I wanna have a waffle fry from Chick-fil-A because that's delicious. Ooh, 400 calories. That looks like it might be a little bit much. Let's check it out. Nutrition info. And like I said, once you accustom yourself with this on the phone app, it's super, super quick and easy to use. Total fat, 24 grams, 43 grams of carbs. That's going to throw me over, so we cannot use this. Let's check out the small fry. Protein, 3 grams. Total grams of carbs, 33. This might work. All right. Let us add that in. See where we're at. -8 on carbs. All right, so I spilled over a little bit on carbs, but that's okay because what I can do is just not add any additional fat, all right? And I have 27 grams of protein remaining. So I can totally go out, have this meal, no problem, and not feel guilty about it and not feel like a complete piece of dirt or whatever you want to say, but it looked like I had 26 grams of protein left. So like I told you guys, this kind of remembers what you normally would use. So this right here is what I'm currently using, NutriBio Muscle Matrix Protein. So what I can do here is, I know I need to get a little additional protein. I'm gonna add it. And with that being added, let's see where we're at. I am 2 grams away from hitting my protein and 13 grams away from hitting my fat. So calories, I have 43 remaining. This is perfect. And with that NutriBio, don't add that to milk, because if you add it to milk, you're gonna have additional calories and they're gonna spill over. So you just throw that in some water. You're done and done. This is the easy way for you guys to go ahead and make it work for you. You got breakfast, turkey bacon, egg whites, oatmeal, and this is a good way for you to be able to still eat quite a bit of food and still go out and have delicious stuff.